When you start thinking about your marketing plan, do you feel like you're banging your head against a cement wall? Like, what should I do? What is going to work? So you jump online, you see what other people are doing, their social media posts, and you get an email in your inbox and you're like, great, I'm going to do that. So you go and you create some images, put them online, you throw together an email message and you send that out to your list and you're like, cool, my marketing is done. If only it was that simple. But marketing is so much more than posting on social media, sending an email, or even speaking at events. While all of those components play a part in your marketing game, that's not where it starts. It starts with your mindset. You guys, this is Marketing and Your Mindset, and I am Mary Fain Brent. I'm going to laugh. I'm Mary Fain Brent, your Chief Inspiration Officer at the LinkedIn Bakery, where we serve up bite-sized tips so you don't get overwhelmed. You guys, it's been a long day. This is my second live show, so that's what it's all about. You got to roll with it. This is my show, Bite-Sized Tips for Busy Entrepreneurs, which is officially sponsored by StreamYard. It's the easiest platform or program to use when you want to go live stream. All you do is literally hit the button that says go live, and voila, you're streaming live to multiple platforms, and you can have up to 10 people in your live show. What that means is you can have a panel discussion, you can do shows like this and summits like I just got off of. Like I said, it's my second show of the day, so I might be a little crazy right now. Anyways, for this show, we bring on really smart and savvy business owners, leaders in their industry to help you grow and scale your business. Today's guest is Troy Sandidge, and we were just talking before the broadcast, and we don't understand how we didn't connect, and it was about a month ago, because we know so many of the same people. So I'm so thankful that I saw his name. I think it was on Stephanie Liu's post, and I was like, who is this person? I've got to learn more about him. And we jumped on a call, and he is super smart, savvy. You are going to love the tips that he's going to be sharing with you. He's going to be talking about 3 things. You know how we do this. It's 3 tips every time, bite-sized tips. So we're going to be talking about marketing strategy techniques, mindset shifts for your business, and powerful acronyms. Now, Troy he has a reputation for being very proficient and establishing brand identity, expanding brand reach, and increasing profitability through social media, video, and digital marketing using his DART method. And I can't wait for him to explain what this DART method is. Are we throwing like darts of what we're going to post? Maybe that's what he does. Maybe he just has a big dartboard up and he's just trying to hit that bullseye. Well, you guys, if you're watching the replay, you know the drill. Hashtag replay, put your comments and questions in there, and Troy and I promise to go back, answer your questions, and engage with your comments. You know what? Enough about me. Let's bring the guest onto the show. Let's bring Troy on. Hello, Troy.
What's up, world, digital world? Troy here, sending you all positive vibes today.
Oh, I need them. As you heard, I totally messed up part of my intro. It's like, whatever.
You've been on a marathon.
I have. The last show was almost an hour and a half. So yes, it's been a marathon. But Troy, seriously, thank you for joining me. You're in Chicago. I love Chi-Town. I don't know. Chi-Town.
Yes, sir.
So thanks for coming on. And we were just talking about how how did we not meet before 30 days ago?
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
I don't know.
Right? And we know all the same people. I think they were hiding you.
They were hiding you too.
Oh.
Don't call them out. Don't call them out.
Yes, I won't call any names out, but y'all know who you are. Okay. So Troy, why don't you, before we get into the tips that we're going to share with the audience today, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, where you started, where you're at now, and you know what? Go ahead and tell everyone where you want to be in 2021.
Oh. Well, number one, I am a marketer by trade. Originally started out engineering field. Got my first stint in marketing, real deep into it for a global contract manufacturer. I managed their marketing for about 2.5 years globally. And from there, I just took off. I really developed a passion really back in 2011 when I took an internship for a thing called, a marketing agency that I never heard of. And they're trying to show me these social media to really grow businesses and elevate. And I knew then, I'm like, there's some potential here. So me being, in a blue collar family, wanted to be an electrical engineer, like, I'm going to make a shift and go into digital marketing, a field that at the time wasn't fully developed. Social selling wasn't a thing. Social media, is not what the juggernaut has been today back then. And to see the growth, to see the progression and the pace and the development and how social media marketers, social media within the industry and digital marketing has elevated to be a validated and powerful method to grow a business. Currently, right now, I'm the chief strategy officer for a national brand agency, Volt Lab, and I also do my own strategy consulting for various brands, big or small, if they need help along the way versus one-on-one groups and everything like that. Outside of that, I bring a lot of energy. I supply a lot of help, and I just want to help people grow. And marketing is the way to do that.
I love that. You do bring a lot of energy. Thank you for bringing that energy today. I love it.
Yes.
So I just want to give a shout out to the people that have already joined us. Russ Johns has joined us. Tim, my buddy Tim Sohn is on here. We've got Jody Barhull. Everybody, it looks like everybody's joining us from my favorite platform, LinkedIn. Just saying, if you guys don't know what's my favorite platform, you do now. Oh boy, what a day it's been. So like when I think about marketing, I do run into the cement wall because there are so many different marketing strategies out there. And I feel like the marketing strategies, obviously it changes quarterly, annually, whatever. So what worked for us in 2019 didn't work in 2020. And what was working for us in 2020 probably isn't going to work for us in 2021. So even if you have a successful business, maybe you've been in business 5, 10, 15 years, your marketing plan actually needs to change and be reviewed and updated. Like, is it every year or do you need to do it more often than that? Do you plan out your year? Tell me what that looks like, Troy.
So I think what 2020 has shown a lot of us is that there's only so far we can plan ahead because there's so many things that skewed into the data that we don't know. The algorithm changes all the time. The best practices of today that people project, hey, these are the things that you need to do. They're invalid by February. And then by August, something new out, new book, a new thing out. It's always changes, always evolving. So I can understand the frustration for SMBs, even national organizations trying to update everything and figure out what can I do. We got new platforms. TikTok has been around for a minute, but it blew up in 2020. Oh, should I be on TikTok? I don't know. I want to get engagement. I want to be on there. I want to claim my username. All these things come into effect. And yeah, 2020 has shut even the best marketers down. We're trying to figure out, well, what do we do? But there are some core things that work no matter what. And it's not a gimmick. It's something that you already know deep inside of you that I'm just here to remind you. And a lot of it's coming down to being transparent. And you're like, well, I can do that. I can post, hey, for real, be like that. And one thing I've noticed, particularly on LinkedIn, for those who really are big LinkedIn users, you know exactly where I'm coming from, is this. When we're looking at now, they're not behind this facade anymore. They're breaking it down. They're like, I'm a mom of 3, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm just trying to figure this stuff out, okay? Help me out. Give me referrals. Give me time. I don't got time to beat around the bush anymore and project myself as this all-knowing, all perfect, got my business together. Yes, we want to put our best foot forward, but now it's like the walls are coming down, and now we're seeing, even at big brands, they're breaking down and showing behind the scenes to bring back those layers and have these intimate level conversations. And from that, we're now getting to the root of how we're growing audiences and building communities in a better way. So I think that's going to lead on into 2021 for sure.
I love that. And I couldn't agree with you more. I believe that we need to be relatable online. We're not perfect. We're not all polished, as you guys just saw in my intro. This is real life. And now that we're, it is. And someone's going to relate to that. And I want people to know, like, it's not perfect. We have tech issues. I don't know all the answers to LinkedIn. I know most, but I don't know them all. I can't. Right. Things change too much. And I love that people are being, I like to say, more authentic on LinkedIn. Yeah. And when I work with clients, I tell them 80% professional, 20% personal. Yeah. People are going to do business with you because of who you are. They're going to buy your service because you're talented, you're smart, you're savvy, but because you put something personal in there, they can relate to you. Whether you're a soccer coach, a mom of 5, you're a health nut. I get a lot of comments because of my volunteer work. and the Alzheimer's stuff. Like people can relate to that. And so make yourself relatable. So I love everything that you just said. Thank you. So marketing strategy. So first, you know what? Forget that. I'm not even going to look at the list of what we're supposed to be talking about. Okay. The dart method. Is it do you have a dart board, and do you have different colored darts? And if
I wish I did. And if a graphic designer out there wants to help me build that out, hit me up. FindTroy. I want to develop that visual representation for me. So let me know. No, it's not, unfortunately. But as also heard me speak many times, I love acronyms. Why? It seems corny, but it helps people remember. It's a simple word that behind it, there's a lot of things behind the madness that can really be practical takeaways for you. So in short, DART marketing methodology is being D for direct, A is for authentic, R is for resourceful, and T is for techniques and tactics. That's the core thing that's going to help you in your business no matter what. 2020, 2021. Troy, what are you talking about? You're talking really fast. What the heck do you mean? And I talk fast because I'm excited and I want to bring energy. Not that I'm nervous, just for clarification. So D for being direct. You, like we already talked about already, be direct with your team, be direct with your community. Tell them what's up. I use this analogy all the time with nonprofits, right? I can only imagine how hard it is for them in 2020. And I say, be direct. Hey, we need $1 from X amount of people to stay in business, to supply for our people work under us and make an impact with whatever their vision, their mission is. And just by doing that, people are going to recognize that, connect with that, and want to help. We want to be authentic. Again, we already talked about that, but Troy, how much do I show? However you feel comfortable. But the key is you want to be able to connect with people, not feel like you're just being fake or being in a certain way to just kind of do something. The R, being resourceful. Now, this is a big one because Troy, I don't know if I can do live streaming. I don't know if I can do video. Well, you know what? Start off with your phone. You have a phone, you have an iPhone, you have an Android. You can do business. You can do your own marketing. You can keep it moving. A lot of the platforms now, they can already schedule in-app on the app itself. So if you can't afford a platform right now that you're trying to cut expenses because everything's going on COVID-19 and everything like that, I get it. There's still a way for you to market yourself accordingly to make money and make a business sustainable. On top of that, techniques and tactics. So you will use tailor-made practical regiments of cadence and confidence and communication, I like to say, to really bring it home. And the tactics are allowing you to save time and money. So if you know that it takes you X amount of time to create content, hey, we're doing this live stream right now, right? We're going to take it. I'm going to make a blog out of it. I'm going to make subtweets out of it for a Twitter thread, promoting back to my blog, promoting back to my website, link anything that I mentioned, apps, methodology, whatever.
How many pieces do you, so you're repurposing, is it like 10 pieces minimum out of a live show?
I try not to quantify because sometimes the shows are different. So depending on the flow, you may only want to make it exclusive as just, you know what, this is so good. I'll make it only for a YouTube video and I'm pushing it. It doesn't always have to be, I got to take everything and replicate it. It's very time consuming. You know what? Your audience can be mundane by it.
Oh,
so think about that. Yeah, I'm doing these
mundane marketing.
Yeah, just like, oh, this is kind of flat. Okay, they're going to take the same thing and repurpose. Why would I tune in live where you're going to just take the same thing and push it constantly for the next 2 weeks? Think about that. The user experience is just as important when you're developing your content strategy.
Okay, good point. Point well taken. I kind of have a process that's set up. We don't always use as many micro content, but there's like a number there. Like we try to get 3 tips.
Sure.
Like if I can grab 3 tips, because you do talk fast, dude. You're a fast talker, which I'm a fast talker. I'm a fast talker, but I think you just won. But I always try to get like 3 nuggets, 3 tips that we can turn into a social media post. So can you break down your marketing strategy technique? So that's the DART method. Is that what people like? If we use that as a baseline, that'll help us use that as our baseline. Okay. I really want to get into number 2 on our list of what we're going to talk about.
Yes, me too.
Mindset shifts for business, because I believe the mind is the most powerful muscle we have. And if we were to use 50% of our brains, man, we'd all be space engineers. And we would be, I think, smarter people, but I think we only use like, is it less than 20% or 20%?
Something like that.
It's really ridiculous. So let's talk about the mindset shifts for business and what do we need to shift? How do we get started? And why do we need to focus on our mindset?
Number one, I really want to hone in on this. Was at the level is knowing your worth, knowing your value. Um, Many of us have talked. Many people talk to me too. Like, Troy, how do I market myself in 2020 times where I'm seeing the volume going down and I need to make money right now? I feel defeated. Maybe my people, my industry, and my community, they're feeling sad. There's a lot of stuff going on. You're sad, and you still feel like, well, Troy, I don't want to sell. I don't know how to market myself to make money that doesn't make people feel uncomfortable. I really want to keep my business going, but what do I do? Knowing your value and tying that into your why is a really important mindset shift to keep in your back of your mind. And what I mean is, I could lower my prices, but that means I have to work twice as hard to make the same amount of money I would anyway. I need to hold true to my price and really pitch the impact of my why. That's going to put me in a better position of seeing, hey, if you can't afford me right now, I'm going to put you on a list. Maybe I'll put you in a simple, different system where I can give more of an affordable package or a group package. But I'm really trying to talk to those who can't afford me, because I need to survive another day so I can now repurpose some of my time to impact other folk for free. And if my business goes down, I can't help anyone else. So I know it's tough. I know it's hard, but that's a really hard mindset shift to have. Like, you are worthy of the price. Whatever you're thinking you should be paying for whatever you offer as a product or service, maybe you should double it. Sure, that's ridiculous. I can't do that. Are you sure? Because we're seeing all these companies grow. You can do the same thing. It's just a mindset shift. And I'm not saying it's not easy. I'm not saying, hey, just, read self-help books and all this other stuff and you're just going to get it overnight. But you got to go in your ring of, why am I trying to do this? And if I keep myself in that mindset, okay, cool, I can make money. I can make more money. The more money I make, I'll be able to buy more freedom by bringing on more people or collaborate with more people, so I can help people who couldn't afford me right then and there. So I can make a bigger impact and things like that as well. I think you're on mute.
I just realized, I was typing comments. I just realized that the last few months, I've been surrounded by people who are talking about mindset and money. So it's funny that you bring that up, because I was that person probably like last year about how much money I need to make, and I can't raise my prices. Who am I to charge that? And it was this year, like in August, I'm working with a coach. We raised my prices and I feel good about it. And I'm booked. I'm like booked solid. Like, it's crazy. So I just kind of want to share that so that other people, if you're watching this, don't be afraid to raise your prices. Know your worth, know your value. And you said, don't lower your price, because when you lower your price, you're lowering your value, right?
Exactly. Then also, you want to present yourself as a premium brand. When your electric bill, and maybe you've been in that situation where, hey, the lights are cut off, they're going to lower the price for you to get back on. No, you got to up the money to pay to get that light back on. So treat yourself like a premium brand. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I cost. If you can't afford it, thank you. Wait, come back to me when you can. If you want a Lamborghini, if you want these high quality things, if you can't afford it right now, either you're going to go get a credit card. I wouldn't advise you to do that. Go get what you need to do, or save up your money so you can. So, hey, that's my value. This is where I'm at. So you got to meet me here. I don't want to lower myself. Now I can bring it myself down to help and support you in ways that are freebie and freemium ways, but I'm not going to lower my brand for my premium status for anybody. And that's the mindset you really need to have. That's not being, now let me also make this very clear distinction, is that that's not you not being humble. That's you knowing your place and knowing and having confidence in yourself and believing your product or services of this value and this caliber. And that's why you should buy my product. That's why you should buy what I do.
Yeah. And I feel like that's where people have the cement wall, right? Yeah. Like, well, who am I? To charge thousands of dollars, or who am I? And, I look at it as, the more money I make, I can hire more people and help them. Like, that was something that I had to get through. So I think mindset around your business, making those shifts, can really be so impactful and can really help you go from where you're at to that next level that you want to get to. And you just, sometimes you have to work with a coach. You have to work with a leadership coach or a business coach, right? Yes. To help you break down those walls. And I call them cement walls because they're hard. Yes. It's not just it's just not a little, there's something blocking. It's a friggin' cement wall. And we have to break through that if we want to be, piece by piece, knock it down and break through it so we can be the business people and serve the people that, God created us to serve. Like, we have these skill sets and we need to own them. and be proud of them and know our worth and own it.
And keep in mind, time is the most expensive commodity that you have. I try to say that in every time I do anything, and I put things in perspective. Troy, why am I charging this amount of money? Your time. The more money that you make, that means you can leverage to have more time with your family, your partner, your loved ones, time doing other things outside of just work, where your company is more sustainable. It's not just about the hustle and grind. So you're charging folk for your time.
And so I know I've gone through some branding exercises, and the number one thing that I value is time. I value time over money because I can make more money. I can't make more time. I can't get it back. I can't borrow it from someone. So for me, time is the most valuable thing that I actually have. So, you know, and I know we're talking about marketing and everything, but I'm a big proponent too of packages, not hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So creating packages that you can serve people.
One hack I've seen, I've tried lately, and I got some good data from, you know, you say you want to do a discovery call or whatever. I say session, because it's not dictated on how much time, depending on how the conversation go. That may be a 5-minute, you're not the one for me type of thing, or this could be a 2-hour thing. They don't know how much time I'm giving them. They just know the value, and I'm going to evaluate if we're a good fit. If I can help them or point them in the right direction, or this isn't the right fit, I'm happy to listen to you. We had some good time. Keep it moving. And I think the other thing is learning how to say the word no. No.
That's a big mind.
We're desperate right now because, you know, we might be tight things of needing money. Sure, how is it tied into marketing? It will, because when you're desperate and you don't know how to say the word no, is how your emotions are going to tie in to your copy on social. It's going to tie into your LinkedIn. When we're reading every LinkedIn post that you share, it's an extension of how you feel on the inside. And so if we don't feel that confidence, that swagger, we feel down, it's going to show. Troy, it doesn't show. I put it through Grammarly. It will show. And we will feel it as we're reading it or watching your videos or engaging with your content. So be conscientious of that.
Yeah, I love that. So there's a lot to be said about the mindset shifts that we need to do for business around money and time, right? Money and time are our two biggest assets here. What other mindsets do you see business owners needing to make a shift in for their business?
I wrote down 2. One is shifting from, I got to grab attention, to holding attention. We can do this live stream, right? And we can have, let's say, 5,000 people watching at the beginning, but only one person finished. That's not a bad reflection of the live stream. I'm just saying we're trying to hold your attention. And one thing now, for the home marketers, you understand this. Ooh, I got 2.5 million impressions. That just tells me how many people drove by a billboard. That doesn't tell me how many people looked at the link, clicked on the link, went to and did whatever the instructions the billboard said. It's a mindset shift. So you don't want to focus on grabbing attention. Oh, how many people are watching? I want to hold your attention. How do I determine that? Your benchmark levels. So if your bounce rate is lower, that means the right people are finding me. If my viewership is going up, if my constant people watch time is going up, that means I'm really holding my shit. I'm getting it down to a science. I'm getting into a groove. Another thing is I want to go from crafting messages to designing experiences. People want to experience something. There might be a Walmart here, and there'll be a Whole Foods 30 miles the other way, south. People will go to Whole Foods because of the experience, the perception, that premium brandness. People will just choose to pay more for a better premium experience, a Target versus Walmart debate. I won't get into that right now, but you see where I'm going from. In the same way, this is how you separate yourself from your competitors. Create experiences. And you know who have the best experience? Small businesses. They can do so much more from a personal standpoint because that's what they do. And so don't think you're so limited because you're a team of 1 or a team of 5, or you have a small little space on State Street. No, you can be as premium brand and make just as much money and do amazing things as well.
I believe because it's all about the relationships now. Like in marketing, it's all about, so my thing is connect, cultivate, convert. Right. So it's about cultivating those relationships. Thank you. That's my new tagline. I'm super excited for things that are coming down the pipeline, you guys. Yeah. So knowing your worth. So it's really about, connecting with the right people and then cultivating those relationships. And there's ways that you can do that through your marketing, about being more relatable, being more authentic. The summit that I did earlier today, women were sharing their story of why they joined this Appreciation Financial. It's financial services. It's great for the right people. But two of the women started crying because they were sharing their very personal story of what happened to them. And I had told them before, like, I want you guys to be yourself. I want you to be authentic, vulnerable, and real. I don't want you to be polished and perfect. That's not going to be relatable. And so, you know, they were sharing their story, and it was a very personal story. And two of them like teared up, and myself and the other co-host started tearing up because that's real.
Yeah.
You know, it touches your heart. So I really think being relatable, being personable, being authentic and vulnerable is really important in the marketing strategy, where that probably wasn't the case even 3 years ago. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's talk about those powerful acronyms that present processes.
So I'll just use one. I'll keep it simple. I've been pushing that since about 2020, early on, called CLOVER. So CLOVER in short is called for clarity, leverage, optimization, value plus vision, execution, then ROI plus revenue plus retention. And why is it in that order? Number one, this whole conversation, you know, marketing and mindset, clarity. I need to understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how, where, and when. I need to be very clear about who my audience is, what my messaging is. Knowing those things and checking those things off the list is going to now give you the foundation of which platforms do I use? What colors do I want to make for? Should I focus on video first? Should I focus on design first? That's going to really help you down. Then L being the leverage. I need to leverage my time. I need to leverage my collaborations. I need to leverage my partners. I need to leverage my community. All those different things are going to spin the gears to figure out, okay, I'm finding and fine-tuning. It's about fine-tuning to make this polished process so you can not only make money, but do it in a way that feels right to you, that makes sense to you. Then the O being optimization. Y'all, I'm a marketer. I'm going to tell you up front. Marketing is a series of trial and error. If you don't have a marketing team that you know it's firsthand directly, it's constantly optimizing. What worked yesterday may not work today. The algorithm changes. Oh my goodness, TikTok blows up. Should I be on there? There's so many variables that we can project. No one saw 2020 coming. And all the books that was coming up in the beginning of the year, they're irrelevant now. So it's a little bit optimizing, learning how to make those shifts. There's a thing I say, adapt, always doing all possible things. That's another conversation for another day. The V being value plus vision. Again, we already talked about knowing your value, but also having that vision. When you're in a relationship and you're courting, right? You want to know, where are they going? What's the vision with your audience? Where are you going? Where are you taking me? Not just the experience. Where's the vision you want to go? So if you're a premium brand, I want to say in 5 years, I want to have franchise. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you're bringing your customers on part of this journey to make it happen. The E being execution. We can do all this talking all day. Me and Merrick, we can do all this talking. But if you don't take what we've given you and made it your own and actually execute and do something with it, and you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs like it's not good, it's not ready yet, it will never be perfect. You got to go out there and execute, tell your story, ask for referrals, get out there and make money, because that's what you need to do in your business. And then finally, the R being ROI, revenue and retention. You want to make an ROI, the effort and the time you're putting in. Obviously, you want to make revenue, but let's not stop there. We need to make a very sustainable business with retention. I want to retain my customers. I want to retain my community. I want to retain my relationships to keep it going. I don't want to keep making new money and I'm losing old money. That's not a good business model. That's not sustainable. And that's really what Clover Business Framework is all about.
I love that. I just typed it all up and put it in the comments so people would know what Clover stands for. Clarity, leverage, optimization, value and vision, execution, ROI is revenue plus retention. And I like how you talked about the retention, because it's easier. What's the saying? It's easier to get repeat business than new clients.
Yes.
So you should have some, and we just did this in my services where we have an accountability program. And there's a 3-month and a 6-month package now. So people can continue to work with me instead of just, we're done, bye. I taught you everything.
Right.
You should know it all by now, because let's be real, that doesn't usually happen.
And if you all, I probably talk too fast. I have a podcast called I Digress. Episode 2 is specifically named Clover. It goes into deep detail of this whole process and how you can apply it to your business, if that helps.
Hey, so after the show, Troy, would you go in and drop some links to the podcast?
Most definitely. Yes, I will.
I appreciate that. So thank you. So bite-sized tips, we try to keep this right around 30 minutes, but we have a couple more minutes. What else do you want to share with the audience really to think about their marketing strategy coming up? We're in Q4. We got like 6 weeks left of the year.
Crazy.
Is it too late to have a marketing strategy? Is it too late?
This is like a trick question, isn't it? I don't think so. I think now we're getting away from associating strategy with this long game, where it's this foreseeable fortune, I can see into the future type of strategy. Right now, it's almost strategy month by month, maybe even down to a micro level of week by week basis at this point. I think that's what the evolving of strategy has become.
Okay. So there's still time if you don't have your holiday marketing strategy. I don't really do a holiday marketing strategy. It doesn't fit with my business model.
Sure,
I could be wrong, but I just haven't found that that's the right strategy for me. But service providers, it's not too late for you to do a December strategy.
Yeah.
End the year strong.
And I think leveraging, I want to buy in. Again, we want to get those retention high. Well, maybe, hey, in December, again, I know I said earlier about lowering your prices, not lowering. If anything, we're trying to show you an introductory offer. We're trying to, hey, I want you to get it bought in. So let me just get a test run. I still want to get paid for some type of, I'm not going to give them everything. I'm not going to show them the whole how. I'm going to just get a little bit of taste and seeing, does that make sense? Does it work? And while I'm doing that, I'm going to make sure that, hey, can I get data from that? Can I get case studies from that? Because that's going to be credible for me. So we're both working this system, right, to make sure I'm leveraging my time to get the most out of it too.
I like that. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to sneeze. I'm cracking myself up today. So maybe December is the time that you reach out to your past clients. That retention, reach out to those past clients and ask
check in, see how they're doing.
How are they doing? Hey, for past clients, you have a special. So you're not reducing your rates, you're adding value, right? And doing a check-in. So that might be a marketing strategy. I think that, I always believe that every December I used to attend a half-day workshop to plan out my next year. Financially, what are my goals? What are my funnels? What new services or projects or, programs am I launching? And then kind of fill that out. Do you do that? Or are you really like, you just whip it up overnight?
I've gotten much better at taking my own advice.
I love it.
Let me put it that way. So yes, I do look at everything. What's the bottom line? What's the goal I want to make? My goal, why did it change along the year? Hold myself accountable. And it's awkward. We don't like to talk about, failure. Through failure, you get success. Through failure, you get success. It's a part of the process.
We can't be great at everything. I launched some courses and they just didn't launch well because I didn't market them well. I know exactly why they didn't. They were great courses. I just didn't market them well. And you know what? I've kind of shifted, like maybe that's not where I want to spend my time.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So failure just means you're closer to success, folks.
This is true.
That's what I like to think. Let's wrap this up. So Troy, I want people to know, who is your ideal client? Who do you work with directly with your agency, and where can people find you if they want to reach out and learn more about you and the services that you provide?
So what I particularly do, I help people with strategy. I can, but I do not execute. I do work for a national brand agency called VoltLab, who will help you execute creating your social, creating your graphics, creating accounts, helping elevating through paid and anything else that you need PR. We got you covered. When you want to talk with me, I'm your partner to help extend a hand and provide that clarity and that leverage. We're trying to figure out, let me reevaluate your brand. Let me reevaluate your social media platforms. What's working, what's not. I'm going to give you those hard questions, and we're going to have a really heart-to-heart, hard conversation. So think of me as your fractional CMO. Think of me as just a person behind the scenes that you can just be real with. Hey, I'm not going to tell anybody. And we're going to figure out how can we make a plan and strategy that works best for you. So I really empower SMBs. I've also worked with national brands, but I do like helping SMBs and those people who, I don't have time for a full-time marketer, but I just get someone, every week or every month to just check in, keep me accountable, and give me some strategy and tips to help me move forward.
I love that. So when you say SB, you mean small business, right?
Small to medium-sized businesses.
Small
Yes.
to okay, I just want to make sure because not
Sorry.
everybody knows the acronyms. So
Yes, my
I just
apologies.
wanna, that's okay. We're talking shop lingo over here. So I just want to make sure everybody understands small to medium businesses. And Troy, where do you want people to contact you? How do you want them to connect with you?
So if you want a free strategy call, just go to FindTroy.com. If you want a little elevated, I actually doing a discount special on my MAVS, my Marketing Accelerated Brainstorming Session, where you get me for basically 2 hours with all this energy. We're going to figure out what are we going to do, what's the pain points, and how to make that happen. So I have a discount for that going on, just to buy and see what happens there. Outside of that, follow me on Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere at FindTroy.
Oh yeah. So your favorite platform? Let's tell everybody.
Twitter. So I am doing a talk about Twitter. The topic is Twitter is a bridge to leads. And I'm going to show you, if you want more organic leads on LinkedIn, maybe Twitter is the way to do that. What are you talking about? I'm going to create that out for you and, register and look me up. I'll put that in link below as well.
Okay, fabulous. And final question of the show. Well, I've got two, okay? I'm going to ask them both, okay? Why not?
Okay.
Where's the first place you're going to travel when the world is back to, I want to say normal, the new normal? I don't know how to phrase that.
Right, yeah.
Where are you
My
going to
gut,
go?
I want to say Hong Kong, but it's not going to happen. You know what? I want to go to San Antonio. I have a lot of good social media friends there. I want to go to San Antonio.
Is there a conference or I
just know a lot of people from San Antonio that I've never met that I need to meet.
Okay, I like it. And finally, it is November. It's the month to be grateful. So I actually have two more questions because this is how we become relatable, right?
Yes.
What are you grateful for in 2020? Because it's been a tough year, but I think that, as my friend Amy Iron says, look for the good and you'll find it. So what are you thankful for this year overall?
I am thankful for life. And that may sound like the easy answer, but I don't think it is. However you heard those three words or that resonate with you, that's what I mean in your heart. I'm just thankful for life and the opportunity to just do what I do. I don't take it for granted that I'm able to use my talents and God-given abilities to make an impact, but also provide for my family. And if I can do that, I'm content.
I like it. And finally, what's your favorite dish at Thanksgiving?
Oh my good. No, I should have had prep for this. Wait a minute.
Nope. On the spot.
All right. On the spot. I'm gonna say dressing.
Ooh, yeah. I'm like, yay, that's mine. My grandmother's stuffing or dressing. Yeah. That's definitely mine. Okay, well, this has been a ton of fun. You guys, I'm Mary Thane Brandt, Troy Sandidge. Wait, this way, Troy Sandidge. And this is Bite-Sized Tips for Busy Entrepreneurs. Troy, stay right there. We're going to play a little outro video here so you guys can connect with us, and we'll see you next time.